Like a lot of people, I first saw Billy Preston in Let It Be, where his luscious electric keyboard noodlings provided the sweet center to songs like Don't Let Me Down and Get Back. But it wasn't until the concert for Bangladesh, George Harrison's trend-setting rock concert movie from 1972, that I registered who Billy Preston really was. For most of that Madison Square Garden benefit concert, Preston was in the background, tickling those plugged-in ivories. But then, introduced by Harrison, he performed the single he'd recorded in 1969 for Apple Records, That's the Way God Planned It. It stood out from the rest of the show as dramatically and magnificently as Sly Stone's performance of I Want to Take You Higher did from Woodstock. The sound of a holy organ rang out, and the camera zoomed in on a stylish-looking man in a big wool cap and a Billy D. Williams mustache, with a handsome gap-toothed grin and a gleam of reverence. He began to sing, Why Can't We Be Humble, like the good Lord said, and it sounded like a hymn, which is just what it was, a rock and roll hymn. The lyrics lifted you up, and Preston caressed each cadence as if he were leading a gospel choir. In 1971, how many pop songs could you name that had God in the title? There was God Only Knows, and That's About It. Yet as he launched into the chorus, with its delicate descending chords, its bass line following in tandem, at least until the climax, when that bass began to walk around like it had a mind of its own, you could feel the song start to ascend. Preston, rocking back and forth, tilting his head with rapture, the notes pouring out of him like sun-dappled honey, was the only black performer on that stage, and he was offering what amounted, in the rock world, to a radical message, that God was here. As the song picked up speed in the gospel tradition, Preston, moved by the spirit he was conjuring, got up from his keyboard and began to dance, jangling his arms, his legs just about levitating. It was an ecstatic dance, one that seemed to erupt right out of him, as if he couldn't stop himself. Paris Barclay's eye-opening documentary, Billy Preston. That's the Way God Planned It opens with that sequence, and it's cathartic to see it again. The concert for Bangladesh had 3 highlights. Bob Dylan's extraordinary set, the way that George Harrison, in what felt like one of the coolest things I'd ever seen when I was 13, took his exit from the stage right in the middle of the final rave-up of the song, Bangladesh, and Billy Preston's performance. You watched it and thought, who is this man? And also, I must see more.